Hello, my name is Liam Nickson, and today I'm going to be presenting you my experiment on rocket manufacturing. So my question is, which factory will have the higher percentage of working rockets out of their daily sample? In my diagram here, we start with 100,000 rockets, split them into two groups, factory 1 and factory 2, then use a random number generator to further split these groups into groups of 4 for each factory. The first group is going to be tested for 5% of its rockets. The second group is going to be tested for 10% of its rockets. The third group is going to have 15% of its rockets tested, and the fourth group is going to have 20% of its rockets tested. Control. The aspects of the experiment that we were able to control included which factory the rockets were going to be obtained from, and the percentage of the rockets from each group we actually ended up testing. From each group, we're using a specified percentage of the total group to test. So, like I said in the previous slide, we start with 100,000, split it into the two factories, so 50,000 now in each group, and then split that further into 4 different groups and test for different percentages of rockets. Randomize. A random number generator was used to split these 50,000 rockets into groups of 4. So I took the 50,000 rockets, created a random number generator that split the rockets into 4 different columns of 12,500 rockets each. So for example, if rocket number 1 was generated into the 4th row of the random number generator columns, that rocket would end up in the 4th group in my experiment. By doing this, we're able to ensure that there is no error for the experiment. And that, in simple terms, is what the random number generator is being used to do. Replicate. Now, this experiment can be replicated by the following steps. So first, we're going to look at a sample of 100,000 rockets that have been produced from 2 factories, factory 1 and factory 2. Next, we split the rockets into groups, 50,000 rockets in factory 1, 50,000 rockets from factory 2. And all these following instructions should be used for both of the rockets manufactured in the factory and the rockets in factory 1 and the rockets manufactured in factory 2. Now we're going to split them into 4 groups using the random number generator, each group containing 12,500 different rockets, and we're going to test a different percentage of rockets from each group. After that, we analyze the data and compare it from each factory. Conclusion. This experiment was conducted to show the effectiveness of each factory in manufacturing working rockets. It's important to have a sample to test because without one, conducting an experiment would be impossible, and the process of trial and error would be an issue. After conducting this experiment, companies can now produce rockets more effectively and can efficiently output the largest number of working rockets as possible. Additionally, factories, aside from just rocket factories, can increase in efficiency for manufacturing all of their products. Thank you.